Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today I'm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, visiting East Coast Volkswagen, and I'm checking out a 2019 Volkswagen Atlas in the SE trim level. So the SE is one of the more basic trim levels, but I think you'll be surprised at how much is included in this particular one. Okay, so starting off, the wheels are 18-inch alloy wheels with Continental tires, 245/60s. Wheels have a silver finish. It also has four-wheel disc brakes on all four wheels, ventilated in the front, solid in the back. Has a combination of chrome and a flat black. So unlike the R-Line, which has a lot of gloss black, so this one has a lot of flat black. LED headlights all across the front. Really impressive looking headlights. Now the fog lights are powered by halogen bulbs, and they do have a low-speed cornering lamp feature as well. So as you're driving slow and you have headlights on, it will turn the appropriate fog light on to kind of give you a little bit of extra illumination there. So it has the proximity key system in this vehicle. It has a physical key on the inside in case you need it. It kind of pops up right here like so. But generally, as long as you have this key in your pocket, you can use the vehicle. It has a panic button, lock and unlock, and access to the trunk as well. So walking up to the vehicle, as long as you have the key inside your pocket, you can lock the doors. You just put your finger over this little sensor right here, indicated by this little line. You can put your hand or whatever, something, as long as your hand's over it, whatever. That locks it. To unlock it, simply put your hand behind the handle, so there's a different sensor there, and allows you access to the vehicle. Now this is on all four doors as well, so you can lock and unlock. As long as the key's within a close proximity of the outside of the door, you can lock and unlock on all four doors. So looking at the profile, you can see it has that flat black protection around the base of the vehicle. Around the wheel wells and the bottoms there. Also, the doors go all the way to the bottom, so that's really nice. Protects the door jamb. I'll show you that when we open it up. Also, you have the pillars there, all blacked out to solidify the glass. And the wheels are not too flashy. They're not too overly done. I think it's a really good starting wheel, but they're not too plain looking either. So I mentioned the door goes all the way to the bottom. This is, you can see there's a seal down here across the base there, and it goes all the way to the bottom, so that way mud and dirt and everything doesn't get in the door jamb and get your clothes dirty when you're entering and exiting the vehicle. Okay, so this is what the inside of the door looks like, and has that bright tan color, but the dash and the upper portion of the door has the dark black. Okay, so this is a soft touch surface here, here, and here. The rest of it is a hard touch surface, and this goes through. So if you need to stand something tall up in here, you can do that in the pocket below, but just generally putting your hand in there is real easy. It's nice and thick and got a good grip there. Okay, so there's the threshold manually adjusted seat here for the passenger, and it has the synthetic leather seats, but the side portion is a cloth because it comes in contact with the hard plastic. These are heated seats, by the way. The dash is a kind of rubberized material, but it is soft to the touch. And you have this metallic portion right here looking pretty nice. Lockable glove compartment. And this is smooth plastic on the inside. There's also an optical drive in here as well, and an SD card input. Floor mats snap in place. A little bit of tapering right in here, but overall plenty of room. Whether you're in the front, back, or whatever, this is a spacious vehicle for sure. The rear doors swing quite wide, and this helps out with entering the vehicle. Just really easy to get in and out of, even in the front, back, or whatever. Okay, so checking it out. Check it out, it has this little shelf right in here. In addition to the pockets at the bottom, soft touch surfaces around your arm here, but then you have this hard touch surface here. Now, the shade is really cool. You notice it has a little clip there in the center. Now some vehicles have the clips on the door on either side, so you have to kind of line it up, but this one you have full control over it all the way up, so that way you can hook it really easy. Some of them you kind of like sometimes takes 2 hands, but this is really nice with the shade, and it's completely smooth, gets out of the way when you're not using it. And the door has the pass-through handle here in the rear as well. Okay, so it's basically a bench seat back here, but it does have the ability to fold the seats down to add to your cargo space. We'll get to that soon. But just look at the spaciousness here. Both of the front seats in the back have the pockets. The floorboard is not completely flat, but it does have just a mild hump here in the center portion. You have 2 USB ports and a 12-volt power supply right in here. Rear climate control, all accessible to the rear passengers. Armrest and cup holders are right here. Still got some plastic over them. It does have the latch system for car seats. And so the seats fold down, so you can access the 3rd row while keeping a car seat in the seat. So this is really nice. So you don't actually have to take the car seat out. Now you want to take the child out, but you get the idea, I think. So that way you can access the 3rd row a lot easier. Isn't that nice? Wide open space here. I think that's a fantastic idea. Now when you put it in cargo mode, the lower portion actually folds down, so that way it sandwiches itself to give you more of a flat floor. So you don't have any wasted space, or as much wasted space underneath the seat when you need that cargo space. Okay, so I'm 6 feet tall, and the seats here in the front are plenty of room. So they're not like, let's go ahead and put them all the way back. There, all the way back here in the front. So you got a NBA player there in the front. So now, me being 6 feet tall, getting in is no problem, and I got plenty of room. I can even slide over, sit here in the center portion. Now the seat's not as contoured, but I'm still have a fairly comfortable position and a nice view of the road. And you know, this is a kind of nice spot to be. And my headroom is good too. There's probably like 6 or 7 inches above my head, and this is the highest seating position. Okay, so going over here, so transitioning out this door, very easy. So you can see this thing here doesn't get in the way. It's wide open. My arms and everything is, you know, not claustrophobic. Not bumping my head trying to get out. It's very easy for me to just stand up. So plenty of room there. So let's try the 3rd row. Now it's a little bit, the floor is higher, so I have a much higher step than here. So me being 6 feet tall, I would need to duck my head and kind of squeeze myself in a little bit here. All right, so now I'm in here. Now the floor isn't super low, but it is much higher than the other seats here, but it's not as comfortable. Now let's get behind a seat because this seat's all the way back, and kind of squeezing in here. All right, so now starting to get not as comfortable with the whole deal. All right, so that seat, okay, so this seat's more forward, this one's more back. So you can see I'm getting a little scrunched up here. But when I get here, the seat's a little bit forward, it's not so bad. But you can see this kind of getting a little claustrophobic or whatever, but all the way back here. The seats are fairly decently contoured. They got storage pockets and cup holders here. And tie downs. But yeah, I mean, 3rd row seats, even though this is a big vehicle, there's always drawbacks with 3rd row seats. But let's see how it is getting out. A little bit of a squeeze, but not so bad. It's to the point where I'm willing to get back there and out. You know, being my size and everything. Some vehicles I'm not really inclined to do that. Okay, so As far as room, you can see the second row is really great. First and second row. Fuel door is here on the passenger side and it's locking, okay? So it locks with the door. As I unlock the doors, it also unlocks the fuel door. So it has a traditional cap, tether, and a little post right here, place to hang the cap when you're pumping gas. So it's really easy to manipulate. You just click it one time and that's all. Now the vehicle will relock. So I unlock the doors unless I open up a door. When I unlock it, if I don't open up a door, it's going to relock after, like, say 30 seconds or a minute, something like that. So let's go ahead and open up the door to keep that from happening, because we're transitioning here to the back. So here at the very top is the roof rails, shark fin antenna in a gloss black. So looking at the back here, a couple things I want to point out is the exhaust vents. That's the first thing I want to go ahead and, this is kind of controversial. These exhaust vents right here, they go nowhere. And these are just made to look like exhaust vents. These are just completely blocked off. The actual exhaust is underneath the vehicle. So, you know, just be aware of that. These are just cosmetic. So this one has a towing package, and this is so it's a V6 SE. So of course, the towing package is an upgrade. It's not a standard option. And the backup camera, a little bit offset right in here. Just gonna open it up. You can see the buttons there. Okay, so when you have all the passenger space occupied with passengers, this is your cargo space right here, which is pretty decent considering, you know, how many passengers you have in one vehicle. But there's more. Of course, there's some on the side there. There's also these little hangers that flip out. And you have these little tie downs here and here and there on the sides. Oh yeah, there's a 12-volt power supply right here. Now that's accessible through either the third row passengers or here. So that's a good spot to put it. Lift this up and you have some more cargo space. This is also where you'll find underneath this is your spare tire, which is inside the vehicle instead of under the vehicle, getting dirty and dry rotting or whatever. And then you have your tools for your spare tire. This cover is removable. It's fairly light, so you can take it out, get it out of the way if you want to. There's also a place to put a shade in here if you actually want to buy a shade separate, because it doesn't come with this particular trim, that you can put in place or you can store in here. So this, if you need a little bit extra height, you can do that. You can also kind of lean it up out of your way when you're, you know, putting stuff in here, but generally it just kind of goes like so. So the name of this color is Terra Brown Metallic, and hopefully the camera can do it justice here. The sun's shining on it and it really stands out. That's one of the things that made me choose this particular vehicle, is the color. As long as I have the key inside the vehicle, I can just push the brake, hold it, and push this button right here to start it up. So the key's in my pocket now and we're starting it up. So here's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat. You can see a pretty basic accelerator, brake pedal. It does have a really nice footrest. Let's go ahead and take a look under the hood. Now this hood latch will be blocked by the door here. So when the door's shut, it won't allow you to open the hood latch while you're driving. But let's go ahead and check that out. To open the hood, there's a latch right here in the very center. Push it like so. You see, that's how you do it. Really basic, and it goes up by itself, so that's good. So it has insulated portion on the underside of the hood and some sealing a little bit. Insulated, completely insulated firewall with some heat shielding as well. And you see the lower position of the engine, just trying to get a little bit of a lower center of gravity. The battery is under here as well. And you can actually see a good portion of the engine. It's not completely covered up like some vehicles. 3.6 liter V6 paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission. The inside of the driver's side door is just like the other side, except for it has a few more buttons. All 4 windows are one touch up and down, so we can just touch it one time, goes down, one touch it again, it goes back up. Same thing with the front. Side mirrors are adjusted here. Power seat here for the driver's side, also a power lumbar adjustment, so you can go up, down, and everything. Okay, to the left of the steering column is your headlight switch. If you have off, automatic parking headlights there, you pull this out for your fog lights. There's a storage pocket here. Tilt and telescoping steering column. A little bit of leverage on it. There we go. Okay, so sitting in the driver's seat, checking it out, I have the seat all the way back and all the way down. And I'm 6 feet tall, just to give you an idea of the legroom here and knee room. I really like this footrest. It's got a good position, but this is a little bit too far back. I wouldn't normally be able to, I guess I probably could drive like this, but it seems a little bit too far back for me. And remember, even with the seat all the way back, you still have plenty of legroom back there. So it has a flat bottom steering wheel, gloss black accents here, and volume for your radio is here, and then on this side is the change through your tracks or audio source, radio, not audio source, but radio tracks, that kind of thing. And then your cruise control is here on the left side, and then you have your safety features. You push that and you can go through your safety features on the screen there. Over here on this side, this corresponds with the little screen there on the gauges, which we'll get to very soon. We can even change the view there as well. On the right side is your windshield wipers. Now it has up and down is for your front windshield wipers, and then pulling it in and out is for your rear. On the left side is your turn signal and your headlight dimmer switch. Okay, so the gauges here, it has traditional gauges. This one doesn't have the digital cockpit like some vehicles. RPMs here on the left side with your engine coolant temperature. On the right is your speedometer and a fuel gauge. Little screen there in the center portion, just give you some more information. Let's go ahead and cycle to the right and left just to give you an idea that this is a menu system. So whatever particular one you're in, it's not the full deal. You can go in a vehicle status, driving data. Let's go into there and let's find oil temperature. Okay, so this would be my default screen would be a digital speedometer, but like you see, you can go into you know, pretty much anything you want here. Scrolling to the right, assist systems, we can go in and do the rear cross traffic alert, the blind spot monitor system, and the indicators on the side mirror as well. And then your front assist. So all these different features, you can go in there and turn them on or off. You have a digital compass option. You can see whatever the audio is doing there. You can go in the phone. So this will be, there's no phone connected, but like say you're, if you're expecting a call, it would actually show like caller ID, that kind of thing here. Vehicle status, this is talking about the start, stop system. Right now it's not available. And then we go back, go to your driving data. So that's kind of a brief rundown of what you can have in that center portion. Down below is the outside temperature, your trip, whether your cruise control is on, digital clock there as well, digital compass, what gear you're in, all that stuff is around the main information there. You also have a touch screen over here, and it has a little sensors right in here. So as you move your hand up, these things expand so you can get an idea of what's going on, but they kind of go away. It's kind of a little bit of not 100% necessity, but it does help out. Traditional volume, tune through the stations. You can go directly to your radio here, your presets. So you have AM, FM, So you can cycle through like so. And then this is your satellite radio option. Media, so it has different audio sources here. CD, SD card, USB 1 to USB 2, Bluetooth audio, and auxiliary input. So lots of different ways of playing music. Phones, you can go in and pair multiple phones here on a priority system, and then you can have access to your phone book, recent calls, different options there to send and receive calls. Your voice recognition button is on the steering wheel here as well. All right, your voice recognition is here, and you can say help. Help.
Which topic do you need help with?
Media.
You can say a source or say select track or select album.
Play CD.
CD. The source is not available.
Okay, so just to give you an idea of what the voice is about, there's no CD in the drive, but that's why it turned into a dead end. Okay, so app, you can push that. This is just to show you that it has Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and Mirror Link capabilities. You will need to use your cell phone for that and keep it plugged in for the different features here. All right, so sound. So you can adjust your sound there. Car, so this tells you what's going on with your fuel economy. And then your menu, this is kind of all your apps here. All your different options that you can quickly go into by going into your menu. Down here is your climate control, so your temperature, your fan speed. It's actually a dual zone here, so you can go, the driver and passenger can be synced as they are now. You can unsync them by pushing that button. Now I can adjust the passenger, so you can see the temperatures are here and here. Heated seat controls are here, where you want the air to blow, fan speed, recirculate the air, all that good stuff, and front and rear defrosters as well. When you put on the rear defroster, the heated side mirrors will also turn on. Your stop start feature, you can turn it off here if you want to turn that off. There's your four-way flashers. So down in here, if you can see, there's a storage pocket, there's an auxiliary input, and a USB port, and a 12-volt power supply. So let me pull this back so you can see, hopefully. 12-volt power supply is there. Now, if you're using Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, you will need to plug it into the USB drive and keep the phone plugged in the whole time. So the phone, there's a place here to put the phone, and it's a rubberized, grippy surface. Okay, so there's your shifter. Let's go ahead and put it in reverse. You can check out the backup camera. Has active guidelines. Neutral, drive. Bump it down to sport mode. So you can just bump it down to sport mode, bump it again to drive, and it'll show here on the screen what you're in, either sport or drive. Then you bump it to the right, and you can use it like a ratchet shifter to manually change to the gears if you want to have control over the gear ratio in the 8-speed automatic transmission. Little dimple right there. I guess it'd be a good spot to put a key, or just, I'm not sure. It's kind of shallow, so whatever you put there as you're driving may move. Your electronic parking brake is here, so you can disengage it by pushing it down. As long as you have your foot on the pedal, you engage it by pulling it up, and it secures the rear wheels. Cup holders are here, and it's open on the inside there in the center portion to utilize the space for more than just cups or a mug handle, something like that. Armrest is really big, soft to the touch, but not super. It's kind of rubbery soft, and this lifts up. And you have a large storage compartment here with a very soft felt liner here at the bottom. I wish it was a brighter color so you could see in there a little bit better. But there it is. There's a USB port in there as well. And it looks like you can, it's a little bit recessed right there, so you can put wires in and out of this front portion as long as it doesn't interfere with the latch. Has a manual day and night mode for the rear view mirror. And then you have some tap lights here. You can turn them on with the door. Here's the rear lights here. Place to put some shades. You have your emergency buttons here. Roadside assistance as well. The visors have mirrors and lights in them. You can see the light turns on when I open up the mirror. A little clip right here. And they extend out as well. Okay, so looking at the visibility, just kind of looking over my shoulder, looking back there, and the side mirrors. plenty of visibility. I mean, there's lots of windows, lots of glass, and if I had the mirrors adjusted correctly, you might actually be able to see how well it is.